Good evening, Raider baseball fans, and welcome to another broadcast of Rouse Raider Baseball. It's Tuesday night baseball, and it's baseball time in Texas. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside Scott Mount tonight. Scott will be my color analyst as we bring you Rouse Raider Baseball. Introductions are underway here at Tom Glenn High School, where your Rouse Raiders are set to take on the Grizzlies of Tom Glenn High School. We'll take a break for just a moment for the national anthem. It's baseball time in Texas. As we're set to get underway, defense is on the field. Raiders will be batting first tonight. Batting first for your Raiders, number 6, Jake Alepa. He will be in center field. He'll be followed by number 23, Jared Southard in right. Batting third will be number 22, Connor Bennett at short. Number 26, Lance Little, will be batting fourth and at first base. Number 55, Dalton Porter, will be on the mound tonight for the Raiders. Number 1, Dylan Lewis, will be at second base. Number 14, Alex Servetus will be in left. Designated hitter for Alex Servetus will be number 4, Tanner Robbins. Number 3, Matt Garza, will be batting 8th at third base. And rounding out the order will be the catcher, number 34, Fisher Kingsbury. For the Grizzlies tonight, number 7, Noah Salcedo, will be at second base. Batting second will be number 3, Daniel Vasquez at short. Number 12, Carson Garza, will be the designated hitter. He will be hitting for number 1, Aaron Valverde in left field. Number 15, Gavin Tebby, will be at first base. He will be followed by number 8, James Horton at third base. Batting sixth, number 9, Zach Hefner behind the plate. Number 18, Elijah Samaha, will be in right. Number 14, Josh Peznuzic, or Pegzinic, I'm not exactly sure on the enunciation. He will be in center field. And rounding out the order will be number 20, Derek Childs. He will be the starting pitcher for the Grizzlies tonight. And we are set to get underway here as Jake Alepa comes to the plate. Jake digs in from the right side. Raiders sit atop District 17 5A standings, 4-0 in district play. Coming into tonight, they have outscored their opposition 29-1. Alepa takes for strike one. Childs winds and delivers down and away for ball one. That'll even the count up at 1-1. That pitch outside misses low for ball two. 1-2 the count to Alepa. This pitch is cut on, and a Texas leaguer just into the outfield grass. That is put away by number 7, Noah Salcedo, the second baseman. One away as Jared Southard comes to the plate. Jared Southard coming off an outstanding game versus Pflugerville Connolly as he put a dinger over the left field fence in Friday's game. This pitch cut on and popped up. It's an infield fly. Salcedo over makes the catch. And Southard is retired. Two outs with nobody on here in the top of the first. No score as of yet. And that'll bring up the shortstop, number 22, Connor Bennett. Pitch from Childs, a fastball down and away for ball one. Bennett lays this one down towards short. He will get the infield hit. As that pulled Daniel Vasquez deep to the left in the hole. One on with two outs for Lance Little as he comes to the plate. Raiders in their maroon tops with black numbering and lettering, bordered in gold, white pants with black pinstriping. Childs from the stretch. Pitch, a fastball that's up. Throw down is in time, and Connor Bennett caught stealing. And down go the Raiders in a wacky way, in order. One hit, no runs, nobody left on after one half. We're scoreless here in Leander. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. We'll keep it right here with us. I'm taking a moment to adjust the scoreboard. So trying to keep up with the scorebook and the scoreboard. We'll see how we do. Scott is here, but I don't have another chair. And so he is trying to forage a chair. Defensively for the Raiders, on the mound, Dalton Porter behind the plate, Fisher Kingsbury at first, Lance Little at second base, Dylan Lewis, number 22, Connor Bennett at short, number 3, Matt Garza at third base. In left field, number 14, Alex Servetus. In center field, number 6, Jake Alepa. And in right field, number 23, Jared Southard. Due up for the Grizzlies in the first, Noah Saucedo, Daniel Vasquez, and Carson Garza. This is the first ever meeting on varsity baseball-wise between these two schools. A beautiful field. It's a turf field with a dirt pitching mound. Nicely situated in North Leander. Nice little breeze tonight, not too overwhelming. Blowing in from center field. A little chill to the air, but otherwise it's perfect weather. A beautiful day it has been. Number 7, Noah Saucedo, the second baseman, comes to the plate. He will dig in from the right side. Porter pitching exclusively from the stretch as he takes the long pause. Pitch fastball high for ball one. Fastball that's cut on back up the middle. Porter has it. The throw to first in time, and Salcedo is retired for that number one. That will go 1-3 on the putout. Number 3, Daniel Vasquez, comes to the plate. Vasquez, the shortstop for the Grizzlies. Porter toes in on the rubber, and he comes set. The high leg kick, this is drilled up the middle. This will go through for a base hit. As Porter had to jump out of the way, as it was a liner, frozen rope coming right towards him. Number 12, Carson Garza, the designated hitter, comes to the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. Vasquez extends his lead at first. The pitch from Porter sails high. That'll be a wild pitch by Porter, and Vasquez scampers down to second base on the wild pitch. One on with one out here in the bottom of the first in a scoreless ball game between the Grizzlies and the Raiders. Kingsbury sets up on the outside of the plate. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count now to Vasquez. Tom Glenn High School is high school number 6 in the Leander Independent School District. Several of the students here were formerly Rouse students. 1-1 pitch. That's cut on and hit out toward deep right center. Southern over, makes the catch. And Garza is retired. Two away for number 18, Gavin Tebby. Tebby, first baseman for the Grizzlies. One on with two out, runner at second in the form of Noah Salcedo. Pitch in for a strike. Correct that, not Noah Salcedo, Daniel Vasquez at second base. Nothing in one, the count to Tebby. Porter from the stretch. Tebby calls time, steps out. Porter takes an extended amount of time. James Horton on deck for the Grizzlies. The pitch, curveball cut on, hit back to Porter. Porter lobs it over to Little, and that will do it. 1-3 on the putout. And down go the Grizzlies. They had one hit, no runs, one left on, and after one complete, it's scoreless here at Tom Glenn High School. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Due up for the Raiders in the top of the second. Lance Little, Dalton Porter, and Dylan Lewis. Derek Childs on the mound for the Grizzlies as Little takes for ball one. Pitch in for a strike, a fastball right at the top of the zone, and that'll take the count even, 1-1. Pitch is hammered out to left. Valverde over, makes the catch, and Little is retired. One away for Dalton Porter. Porter will stand in from the left side. This will be a righty-lefty matchup. Pitch, this is cut on and hit foul down the first base side. Raiders look to continue their winning ways tonight. From the windup, pitch gets the outside corner for strike two. Oh, and 2 the count to Porter. This pitch is fouled off and out of play. This is cut on. This is high fly ball out to the left center. Valverde over, makes the catch, and Porter is retired. Wind blowing straight out of center. Definitely knocking the ball and killing the spin on it. So anything that's put way up in the air is kind of being blown back in toward the field. 2 away for Dylan Lewis. Lewis takes for ball 1. Child's a tall right-hander. Lewis fouls this one off, and that'll even the count up at 1. One and 1 the count. This is hammered down to the center to short. And the throw over not in time, as Tebby was off the bag and he tried to swing around Lewis. Lewis beats it out for the infield hit.
Number 4, Tanner Robbins.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, number 4, Tanner Robbins. 1 on with 2 out here in the top of the second. Scoreless ball game. Swing and a miss from Robbins for strike 1. This may be one of those type situations between these two schools that they present an instant rivalry, as these kids went through, many of these kids went through middle school and part of high school together. Much like when Rouse opened, it was a natural rivalry between Leander and Rouse. One ball, 1 strike to Robbins. The pitch, a fastball right down the middle for a strike. One and 2 the count to Robbins. 1 on with 2 outs, runner at first. Ball through the legs of the pitchers, and the catcher, and Dylan Lewis advances on the pass ball. Deuce is wild for Robbins. It's fouled off. The count remains at 2. Fastball, more like a slider, tails outside for ball 3, and the count is worked full. Matt Garza on deck for the Raiders. Payoff pitch. This is right down the middle. It's cut on over to third to Horton. Horton to first. And Robbins is retired. And that'll end the second for the Raiders. They get no runs on 1 hit, and 1 left on. And after 1.5, we're still scoreless here in Leander. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Leading off the bottom of the second for the Grizzlies, number 8, James Horton. Horton, the third baseman. Fastball gets the outside corner as he takes for strike one. Wind beginning to pick up. Fastball sails high for ball one. That'll even the count. Again, ball sails high for ball two. Looks like he's trying to deliver a curveball, but it's kind of slipping out of his hands as his release is too early. Number 9, Zach Hefner on deck for the Grizzlies. Fastball up high for ball three. 3-1 the count to Hefner or to Horton. Pitch, swing and a miss for a strike, and count goes full. Porter comes set. And a pitch, fastball misses low. And the umpire thought about it long and hard. Horton draws the walk. That'll bring up the catcher, number 9, Zach Hefner. One on with no outs here in the bottom of the second for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies in their home whites with dark navy blue lettering and numbering, bordered in orange. Hefner lays the bunt down, goes foul. Horton extends his lead at first. Porter comes set. Kingsbury waves the glove up high. And time is called. The pitch from Porter, a fastball, bounces in the dirt, and Kingsbury keeps in front of him, and Horton will stay at first base. One and one the count to Hefner. Horton extends his lead at first. Pitch from Porter. Fastball gets the outside corner for strike two. Number 15, Elijah Samaha on deck for the Grizzlies. Snap throw to first. Not in time as Horton dives back in. One on with no outs here in the bottom of the second of a scoreless game. This pitch is cut on and fouled back out of play. And the count will remain 1-2. Porter checks Horton at first. He delivers. Curveball drops in for strike 3. And Porter gets the punch out. Hefner caught looking for out number 1. That'll bring up the right fielder. Number 15, Elijah Samaha. Number 14, Josh Beziniuk on deck. Curveball sails high as Porter has struggled to find that all night so far. Samaha calls time. He steps out of the box. One ball, no strikes to Samaha. Horton extends his lead at first. Pitch sails high for ball. 2-0 the count to Samaha. One on with one out. A little breaking ball slider. Misses low for ball 3. Three and 0 the count to Samaha. Porter comes set. Pitch, he delivers. Fastball right down Broadway for strike 1. 3-1 the count to Samaha. Pitch from Porter. This is chopped on and fouled back out of play. Actually, it's not fouled back out of play. It was popped up into play. A little kind of bloop Texas leaguer. Alex Servetus tried to make a diving catch for it, and it's off the tip of his glove. Falls in for a hit. Actually, I don't know. That might be actually be an error. Piznusiak takes for a strike. The 0-1 pitch sails high for ball 1. That'll even the count. The 1-1 that's inside for ball 2. One and 2 the count to Brziniuk. And Coach Carpane is going to call time to talk to Porter. Two and 1 the count. Brziniuk steps back in. Porter delivers low for ball 3. Two on with 1 out. Runners at first and second. Porter could really use an out right here. He comes set. He delivers. This is right up the middle. This is going to fall in for a base hit out to center field. Alepa has it. Horton will score. On the single. All right. Scott found a chair. 1 run is scored. Runners at first and second for the pitcher. Number 20, Derek Childs. As he comes to the plate. Childs digs in from the right side. There you are.
Hello, am I on? Okay.
Can you hear it now?
I can hear it now. Sorry for the delay, folks. I had to wait to get on the air until I got my chair. Hey, I'm live, so.
Pitch sails way high, and the runners will advance. Runners at second and third, and that's going to be it for Dalton Porter. It looks like they're going to bring in Connor Bennett. Connor Bennett comes on in relief for Dalton Porter.
Well, Michael, I'm sorry for the delay. You may have told the folks we are at Glenn Field tonight.
Right, we are not in
our normal press box, and they're full in their press box, so I failed to bring a seating device, but one of the opposing parents felt sorry for me and brought me a collapsible chair.
Well, that was kind.
Yeah, I've known him for quite a while, but here we are. So get things started. Hope everyone's having a good night. It's a great night for baseball.
It is a beautiful night for baseball.
Number 22, Connor Bennett.
Mr. Bennett comes up to the mound.
Yeah, I think we got our scoreboard back in order here now that Mr. Mound is here to kind of run this thing. I was just keeping up with the score in the inning, and while I was keeping my book, so
That's quite a chore, let me tell you. So can I move this down to me, or?
that's actually all plugged in right here.
Okay.
So you'll
Well,
have to.
We'll figure something out, but folks, just bear with us.
Oh, he's going to kill the DH, so Tanner Robbins will no longer be DHing for the Raiders. Porter has moved to center field. And Alepa has moved over to left. The 1-0 pitch, it's in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Derek Childs. Bennett just misses the outside corner. For ball 3. Raiders trailing. It's the first time that they have trailed in district. And Childs draws the walk to load the bases. And back to the top of the order we go.
Only 1 out. 3 on.
1 out.
Sounds like a Billy Joel song. 3 on, 1 out.
Number 7, Noah Saucedo comes to the plate. Back to the top of the order. Saucedo 0 for 1. He grounded to the pitcher. First time up. Curveball. This is cut on and hammered out toward left. Porter and Alepa track it. Alepa makes the catch. Alepa makes the throw in. It's going to be wide of the plate, and that'll score Elijah Samaha. That'll go down as a sacrifice fly. For Saucedo. He'll pick up the RBI on the sac fly. Vasquez pops this one up, infield fly.
A little Texas League hit there.
And Robbins makes the catch for out number 3. That'll go infield fly 4. And that will end it for the Grizzlies in their part of the second. But they get 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave 2 stranded. And on to the third we go. Your Rouse Raiders trail the Grizzlies 2-0. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports.
Michael, are you hungry?
I am hungry.
I am hungry too. Let me tell you, friends, the next time you're hungry, you really need to go check out one of our sponsors, Reali's Italian Food. Your home away from Rome, located Anderson Mill Road 183.
That sounds really good right now, to be honest with you.
They are really good. Go see Gino. Go see Gino's dad, Bob, proud Navy veteran. Thank you for his service. And you'll more than likely see Bob walk in the restaurant in a black coat and greeting everybody. Been there for quite a few years. Outstanding food, and they're a big supporter of the Rouse baseball program.
Glad to have them a part.
I know a guy.
You know a guy. I'm sure you know more than just a guy. Leading off the third for the Raiders, the third baseman, number 3, Matt Garza. He will be followed by number 34, Fisher Kingsbury, as he rounds out the order. He takes for ball 1. Child's a tall, lanky right-hander.
Certainly is.
The 1-0 pitch misses inside for ball 2. The 2-0. That's a fastball right down the middle for a strike. You know, I was talking earlier, Scott, about how these two schools are like a natural rivalry in this first ever meeting between these two varsity baseball programs. Swing and a miss from Garza for strike 2.
They certainly are. A lot of these players have grown up together in the CPYL leagues, and they've known each other from elementary through junior high and now high school.
Right. And some of these kids came from Rouse.
Right.
When the school opened.
A little bit of talking going on between the dugouts.
The 2-2 pitch. This is cut on and popped up foul and back out of play. Garza stays alive.
Got a little bit of a bio on Matt Garcia. His plans next year, he will be attending Incarnate Word College. Right now his hobbies are fishing.
Well, what a good hobby to have. Swing and a miss.
But he's fishing for a hint right now, and he came up with a big nothing.
One away. That'll bring up the catcher, number 34, Fisher Kingsbury. Well, typically I have 2 chairs with me, but one of my boys took it out to work on his mom's car. And when he used it for a little ladder, he bent it all to pieces, and it is no longer of use.
Those things happen.
But the thing is, he took care of his mama's car, and it runs really well.
And that's what's important. Well, I tried everywhere I could, the concession stand, the press box, and our friends here at Glenn High School did their best to find something. And
the 2-0 is high and inside for ball 3, and Kingsbury in a 3-0 count. Childs in danger of giving up his first walk of the night. He's yet to record a strikeout. Pitch right down the middle for strike 1. 3-1 the count to Kingsbury. Want to give a shout out to Rob Hipp. Kingsbury hammers this one into right center. He will get a base hit. And Raiders desperately need base runners. That'll bring up the top of the order in number 6, Jake Alipa.
Jake gaining that nickname at the Myra Corpus Christi tournament earlier this month. But you were talking about Rob Hitt, outstanding.
Rob we had some equipment problems over the past few games, and Rob ordered us a new board, and he ordered us a new case so that it could all be plugged together and to help better our broadcast. And so I want to give a huge shout out. Balk called on Derek Childs will send Ethan Moore, who's courtesy running for Kingsbury, down to second base.
Thank you, Rob, for that. SHN, another sponsor of the Rouse Raiders Baseball Club. It's their second year to be with us.
Rob, the director of operations for SHN. He is the H in SHN. Carl Schoening is the S in SHN.
Well, there you have it.
And he is the son of the San Antonio Spurs radio play-by-play voice, Bill Schoening. Alipa takes for ball 1. The 1-0, and it's in for a strike, and the count evens up at 1. Fantastic organization, and I'm glad to be a part of it, and glad that it's a part of Rouse Raider baseball. I know that they are super excited to be a part of Rouse baseball, and look at Rouse as being a core of the group of the SHN network.
Yeah, you're right, Michael. When we approached them last year asking for some guidance and some bids on moving forward with this, since the old style cube was purchased by a company that went to a subscription-based service, we wanted to provide our fans, especially our alumni who cannot be at the games, another opportunity, and this has worked out well.
Well, it's been nothing but quality people that I've had the privilege to work with, and as I'd mentioned to you previously, this is cut on. It's a little infield blooper. Third baseman over just in time, and Alepa is thrown out at first.
Are we going to have a challenge?
Oh, he said he's not out.
That's what I thought, yeah. Sometimes you have to ask for help.
So he's sending Ethan Moore back. I'm not sure what. Okay. So he will be credited. They're actually giving him an error. No, I think he gave him an error in the first one. So he gets the infield hit.
It stays on.
Well,
does not advance, but at least we've got another base runner.
Jared Southard pops this one up out to deep left. Paziniak over makes the catch. And that will retire Southard for out number 2. That'll bring up the shortstop, number 22, Connor Bennett. Well, actually, the pitcher now, I'm sorry. Swing and a miss on a high outside fastball.
Took a big cut at that.
Well, and back to the SHN people. I got to broadcast football games. It was the first time that I've done that. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Bennett down in the count 0-2. 2 on with 2 outs. Raiders really could use these runners to get home. The 0-2 pitch is cut on and hit up the middle. Shortstop bounces off his foot. That's going to round Ethan Moore around third. He will score and cut the lead in half. That'll go as an E6. As the shortstop misplayed the ball and it bounced off his right foot and into left field.
Yeah, and that just allowed the runner from third practically to walk home. Raiders stay alive with a 2-out rally.
Runners at first and second. They're going to bring a courtesy runner in for Bennett, and that'll be number 21, Robert Mount.
I know a guy.
You know a guy. Lance Little comes to the plate. Little flew out to left. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Childs. This is hammered back up the middle. Vasquez has it and will tag the bag, and that'll do it for the Raiders. Raiders score 1 on 1 hit, actually 2 hits, and they leave 2 stranded. After 2.5, it's Glenn 2 and Rouse 1.
We're getting them back one at a time. But you know, folks, the Raiders may have left a few stranded, but you don't have to be stranded. If your career's in a pickle, you need to call our friend Dale Vanoy.
Dale Vanoy.
Farmers Insurance, another alumni with the Rouse Raiders, proud parent of Cody Vanoy, all-state catcher. Contact Farmers Insurance. Learn how to hit a home run with Dale Vanoy. Hey, we just had the person who brought the chair up to me, Commander Curtis Krause, with the Austin Police Department, but he's on the opposing team.
Hey, there's a co-worker of the city of Austin.
You see her lineup? She said that Carson's in a different number tonight.
Number 12.
Oh, that's Carson Garza. Carson Crow. He's not in.
For the Grizzlies, number
Let's
12.
see. Did he put
Carson Garza.
number 12? Carson Garza, designated hitter, comes up to bat. Carson flew out to right. Pitch from Bennett, fastball right down Broadway.
Really good pitch there.
That's the way to get it started.
That sure is.
You know, it's tough to come in the middle of an inning and you're playing you're a position player and you move over to the pitcher and not getting any warm-up and have to come in and relieve. So it takes a little bit to get your rhythm. 1 ball, 1 strike. Curveball. Let's hit back up the middle. Liner, and Connor Bennett with an ESPN moment makes the grab and retires. Carson Garza on the liner back to the pitcher. L1.
I think that was more of a preservation catch.
I tell you, it's what the reaction speed.
It was an ESPN moment. You're right.
Just incredible. Number 18, Gavin Tebby, first baseman, will stand in. He takes for ball 1. Outstanding play by Bennett. The 1-0 fastball. This one's chopped up high. Sutter calls it. He waves off Robbins. Drifts over, makes the catch. And Tebby is retired for out number 2. That'll bring up number 8, James Horton, the third baseman. Horton scored the first run for the Grizzlies. He drew a walk in his first at bat. Curveball in for strike. A beautiful curveball that backs Horton off of the plate.
That's that old style. Quit crowding the plate. Quit brushing me back.
Swing and a miss
And folks,
on a backdoor slider.
if you're watching this, that's how you pitch to a batter like that. You brush him back on the first pitch. The second one, you bring it outside.
Connor Bennett, when his curveball is working, and a fastball, he just blows right by Horton. Strike him out. 1, 2, 3, go the Grizzlies in order for the first time tonight. And after 3 complete, it's 2-1, Glenn. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. How about some barbecue, Scott?
Oh, I'm hungry for some good barbecue. And you know, speaking of that, Michael, our friends at Bohemians Barbecue out in Jonestown, they're another proud sponsor of the Raider program. They provide the barbecue in our concession stand. I believe they have a food trailer. It was busy down at South by Southwest. But Bohemians Barbecue, go see them in Jonestown.
I'd like some of that barbecue right now. I'm telling you.
I would too.
I had a salad for lunch today. We ate at Frace's there on South First Street for a coworker's birthday. It was a great salad. It's one of the better salads I've ever had.
Do you have some avocado in there? I've recently acquired a taste for avocado.
Oh, I love avocado, but no, it didn't have any avocado in there. It had some poblano ranch dressing on it.
I'd probably have to pass on that.
No, it was really good.
was?
Oh, yeah. It wasn't spicy, that it was too hot to enjoy for a salad.
Oh, I like hot. I just, it's the white stuff that, no mayonnaise, no sour cream,
Okay.
negative Ghost Rider.
Negative Ghost Rider.
That's
Well,
right.
Copy that. Due up for the Raiders in the fourth will be Dalton Porter, Dylan Lewis, and Tanner Robbins. Porter flew out to left his first time up. He's 0 for 1.
Mr. Porter, another one of the University of Texas commits, junior this year.
Yeah, big shout out to Don for helping me last Friday. Or not last Friday, what was it? Last Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
Porter lines this one to right. That'll fall in for a base hit. He rounds first and will hold up.
Mr. Porter was due for that.
He was due.
As his dad calls him, Mr. John Paul Porter.
No, Dalton
Paul Porter, that's right. I think his dad will be in the press box Friday.
He will be. He handles the PA duties for our home games. That'll bring up number 1, Dylan Lewis. Throw over to first will not be in time. A nice little pickoff move by Derek Childs, but heads up play by Dalton Porter dived back in.
I don't have the bio on Big D, Dylan Lewis, but his dad told me we could make one up, so Dylan's got an extensive Barbie doll collection.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Lewis 1 for 1 with a single as he takes for a strike.
Oh, Dylan's another one of the seniors on this team, been with the program since pre-freshman years, know his parents well. His dad can grill a mean hamburger, usually out there at the concession stand.
Another throw to first as Porter gets back in time. Childs from the stretch. The pitch. Lewis lays down a bunt. Porter moves down, and Childs cannot get the handle on it. And I don't know. I think you got to give that an error right there.
I believe so.
It's got to be an E1.
Sounds like
on the fielder's choice.
Dylan's got a cheering section of some classmates of the female side in the bleachers.
Coach Crimpine going to talk with his base runners and his hitter. Coach Crimpine not afraid to take chances on the bases.
No, he is not.
Then the thing that he has taught his players is to trust in themselves.
Third year with him, really good coach. Came to us in a time when the program was going through rebuilding. You were part of that with your son.
Seen several years of bad baseball.
Number 4, Tanner Robbins.
But things have turned around. Robbins comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Child spins off and looks Porter back to second. Vasquez plays up close behind him. Robbins lays a bunt down the third base side. He's hustling down first base, and Childs makes an errant throw back to first. That'll score.
Here comes Big D.
Porter, Garza, and Lewis. I say Garza. He was out there, but I don't think he's.
That's all right. Dylan's got some good speed on the bases. So.
And the Raiders take the lead. As those 2 runs score on the error. That'll be an E1. As Robbins got all the way around to third base. That brings Garza to the plate. Garza's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and he takes for ball 1.
Who's at the
1-0. That's another wild pitch, and that's going to score Robbins. And the wheels have fell off here in the 4th for the Grizzlies. 3 runs have scored. And your Raiders have a 4-2 lead here in Leander. 2-0 the count to Garza. Nobody on with no outs. Pitch misses for ball 3. Folks, I have to admit that I have made an error. That is not Garza, it's Garcia. Well, what I was thinking Don was calling those out to me so I could write them down, and maybe I just heard Garza.
That's all right.
In my own mind. So I apologize, Matt. My error on that. Thank you, Scott, for
we are a good team.
Pointing that out to me. I definitely want to make sure I get their names right. Garcia draws the walk. And the Grizzlies call time. They have a talk with their pitcher as looks like maybe he's run out of gas here in the fourth. Or maybe it's just frustration that's kind of adding to the problem. And that'll do it for Childs.
Mr. Childs is done for the evening. All right.
Number 21, Tucker Mavis, comes to the plate. I know Tucker.
Number 21, Tucker Mavis.
He is the brother of Griffin Mavis.
Griffin Mavis. There you go. Yeah.
And Griffin played his high school ball at Leander. And Griffin and Tim, my son, played for Brian Knabb and the LCP Raiders.
Another individual who did a lot for this program and
died an early death.
Tragic
death. And
but we remember Mr. Knabb. He was one of the plank holders, as you would call them, one of the first people, him and Scott Jacobs.
Yep.
Got things started. You know, friends, this pitching change is brought to you by the Williamson County Deputies Association, protecting those who help protect us. Longtime supporters of the program, the Williamson County Deputies Association.
So I ought to look around to see if I can see Tucker's mom and dad here. There she is. If she'll look at me. Doing good. She finally spotted me down here. So it's good to see kids that from other schools that your kids played with early on in their baseball careers, and you see them at the high school level. Fisher Kingsbury, he's 1 for 1 with a single as he singled to right. His first at bat.
Bio and Mr. Kingsbury, his favorite subjects are math and physics.
Mavis delivers a strike on the outside corner for strike 1. One on with no outs. Mavis throws over to first, and Garcia dives back in. Mavis delivers a curveball on the outside corner. Kingsbury falls behind 0-2. The pitch, the fastball, this is cut on over toward third. And a bad throw out of the glove of Salcedo, and that will get the Raiders aboard, and the errors just keep coming for the Grizzlies.
And Garcia stays alive on that. Now we have another man in scoring position.
That's actually was in the glove or hit the top of the glove, so I don't know who to error. Is that E5 or an E4?
That's a good question. I'm thinking.
I think it's got to be on the thrower, so I'm going to go E5
so.
because it wasn't solidly thrown to Salcedo as he covered the bag. So we'll charge Horton with the error. And that'll put runners on the corners for the Raiders. Ethan Moore comes in courtesy run for Kingsbury. And Robert Mount will come to the plate.
I think I've got a bio on this kid.
Mount batting for Aleppa.
This time next year, Michael, I'll be yelling, "Go Bearcats."
A little pass ball on the catcher. And that'll allow Moore to scamper down to second base on the stolen bag. The 1-0. A little curveball drops in for a strike. And that'll even the count up at 1. 1-1 the count to Mount.
His favorite subject right now is claiming to be history.
Pitch down and away for ball 2. Well,
he will be attending Sam Houston.
Well, congratulations. 2-1. That pitch is down and away for ball 3, and Mavis way ahead in the count, 3-1.
You know, you were talking about your son fixing your wife's car, working on Robert's truck earlier or last weekend for a brake change, getting ready for inspection.
Mavis with a fastball on the outside corner, and the count goes full.
And my helper wasn't always there. So
payoff pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 4, and that'll load the bases for Jared Southard. Raiders have scored 3 runs here in the 4th and have yet to record an out. Mavis delivers a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Nothing in 1 to count to Southard. Bases are loaded with Raiders. The 0-1 pitch. That's in the dirt, and it gets away from Hefner, but not far enough away to allow Garcia to make a run. That'll even the count up to Southard. 1-1, the count to Jared Southard. The pitch misses low for ball 2.
No place to put him, Michael.
Southard hammered one over the left field fence at Pflugerville last Wednesday. Southard takes for strike 2, and he wishes he had that one back.
I think you're right. That's one of those that, oh no.
It was right down the middle.
And the wind's
said hit me all over it.
Yep.
The 2-2, that's cut on. That's hit up the middle to short. The throw to home will be wide of the bag. That will score Garcia. And that's going to go as an E6 on the fielder's choice. Again, the errors. And the bases are loaded still with Raiders.
There's a correct me, Michael, we have 2 outs?
No outs.
No outs, what I thought.
Connor Bennett sends this one into left field. That will score Ethan Moore. And it will score Robert Mount. Raiders add 2 more to the board with that single off the bat of Connor Bennett. Raiders lead this one 7-2. They were behind 2-0 at one point. Cut the lead in half and have since battled back and have taken a 7-2 lead, as this 4th inning has been very generous.
Well, the scoreboard says it all, Michael. The errors have really come back to haunt the Glenn team. And
number 32, Kane Adamas, will come on and courtesy run for the catcher. As Lance Little will come to the plate.
Umpire's asking for some type of clarification, looks like.
Runners at first and second with no out here in the top of the 4th. Raiders have put 6 across. Little takes for a strike. Mavis drops a curveball in for strike 2.
That was a good pitch.
Nice pitch from Tucker Mavis. The 0-2. That is cut on and hit to deep left, but goes foul. And the count will remain 0-2.
That would have cleared the bases if it had just stayed a little fair.
Dalton Porter on deck, and with Lance Little, Raiders have batted around. Little, the 9th batter of the inning. The 0-2, this is in on the hands and fouled off. And the count remains 0-2. I want to give a big shout out to Tucker's dad, Kurt Mavis, as one of those team events as LCP Raiders. We went to go watch the Express play, and we were sitting down the third base side in the hot zone, and there was a liner coming right for my wife. They called a balk. He brought his leg up and back down. That's a balk any way you look at it. He didn't take his foot off the rubber. So, and he's wondering what happened, and coach is going to come out and discuss it with the umpire. But we were on hot third there in Dale Diamond, and me and my wife, I was sitting there holding a bucket of popcorn, Scott. Kurt and Kim were sitting behind us, and that foul ball was lining, and I mean, it was coming right for my wife's face. And Kurt reaches out with his hand and takes the fastball in his hand.
Fastball.
It's saved. I get choked up about it.
No,
every time I think about it, he saved my wife's life, because it had that hitter. It was going square for her face. It would have been a headshot, and as we know, it's never good when that happens.
No, baseballs coming that fast can be extremely dangerous. So, looks like we're not calling a balk.
So I'm not sure.
Or no, I think we did.
Yeah, the balk.
Ruling stands.
Ruling stands.
Well, it is district play, folks, so the umpires are looking for any type of infraction from the pitcher.
This is hammered down the third base side. A throw to first in time, but that will score Southern, so it'll be an RBI for Little. And that goes 5-3 on the putout, but it's an RBI. for the first out, and that scores Southern. Raiders have plated 7 runs in this inning, and that will bring up Dalton Porter, who got things started. The pitch from Mavis. Curveball gets the outside corner for strike 1. Mavis comes set. He delivers. Fastball high and outside for ball 1. One and 1 the count to Porter. Another curveball as he takes some speed off of that and brings Porter up for strike 2.
I think that's another one where the batter wishes he had another look at it.
Yeah, he was disappointed after that. So he chops this one and hits it foul back out of play. And the count will remain 1 and 2. One ball, 2 strikes to Dalton Porter. Tucker Mavis from the stretch. He comes set and delivers a fastball. This one's fouled back out of play.
Another foul, plus.
Yep, and the count remains 1 and 2.
He's not slacking. That's good. Don't want to be a slacker.
Raiders, it has been a Raider 4th as they have put 7 runs across the board and lead 8-2 here in the 4th as Porter puts this one in play. It'll fall in for a base hit out to left. That will score at Adamas. Porter with back-to-back singles. Raiders take a 9-1 lead. 1 on with 1 out, and that will bring up Dylan Lewis. Lewis reached on an error in a fielder's choice earlier in this inning. Porter takes off to second. Throw will not be in time as Porter kind of had what's the word I'm looking for? Well, anyway, it just slipped my tongue. I'll think of it later. Watch, I'll move on, and then I'll think.
You saw the play that the second baseman tried to make with the tag. It looks like he almost hit him in the face.
Swing and a miss, or he said he fouled it off. And two strikes. Oh, he called that first pitch a strike. Okay. I thought he'd called the ball, and so did the scoreboard operator. No. 0-2 the count to Lewis. Porter at second base, 1 out. Pitch from Mavis as Lewis fouls this one off. And he'll stay alive at 0-2. What was earlier a very chatty Grizzly dugout has now become somewhat subdued.
Somewhat quiet.
Okay, now I thought of it. An awkward slide into second base.
Awkward slide, okay.
I think he tried to slide in and then got kind of stuck to the turf and threw him forward.
Definitely choreographed. Why don't we'll say that. It was
okay.
He looked graceful with his controlled slide.
Lewis fouls off another one, and the count remains 0-2. Graceful slide. Fastball. This was cut on and hit out to right field. That's going to fall in for a base hit, and Porter will round third. He will score, and Lewis with a stand-up double. And Grizzlies call time as the Raiders have scored 9 in this inning and have taken a 10-2 lead. Talk about a big shot in the arm for your pitcher.
I think so. Dalton really has got a good cushion now.
Well, Connor does.
Connor, excuse me. No.
But Dalton is off the hook.
Dalton's off the hook.
Looks like we're going to have another pitching change.
On the mound for the Grizzlies, number 11, Dalton Campbell.
Number 11. Where did that rascal go? Oh, it's on the back side of this one. Or maybe it's on the
While we're doing this pitching change, it's a
underside.
good opportunity to mention another sponsor of the program, Austin Woods Recycling. I'm sure everyone out there has used their native Texas mulch.
Oh, I have.
It's probably the best around if you're trying to do the natural, organic. Get rid of those chemicals. Austin Woods Recycling. Texas native products for landscaping. Local company. Together we swing for the fences. I think they're located off 1431, aren't they?
They are.
You can find them in the Lowe's store, who happens to be another sponsor of the program.
Awesome. I shop Lowe's.
Lowe's donated 3 of the wooden tables that we replaced this year.
Dalton Campbell comes on in relief of Tucker Mavis.
Well, Michael, I'm looking out at the flags. They have dropped to just nothing. The wind has died out here.
And a serious chill in the air.
I'm showing 67
It still feels chilly to me.
on my.
I think it's the humidity. I'm not sure what the humidity level is.
Check my Troy Kimmel weather app here.
One on with one out here in the top of the 4th. Your Raiders lead 10-2. And that'll bring up Tanner Robbins. Robbins reached on the bunt, and the error on the pitcher as Derek Childs could not get a handle on the bunt. Raiders reached base on 4 errors in this inning. Campbell will spin off and look Lewis back to second base. He's yet to deliver a pitch to Robbins. Lefty. Campbell. So he delivers ball 1. One and 0 the count to Robbins. Campbell comes set. He delivers on the outside corner for a strike. That evens the count. One on with one out. The pitch misses low for a ball. Two balls, one strike to Robbins. Lewis extends his lead to second. The pitch in the dirt, and it bounces to the backstop. Lewis advances to third on the wild pitch. That'll take the count to 3-1. Matt Garcia on deck for the Raiders. The 3-1 misses inside for ball 4. And that'll put runners on the corners with one out for Matt Garcia. Garcia drew the walk earlier in the inning. This is his second at bat, and the Raiders, this makes the 13th batter of the inning for the Raiders.
Long inning. See if Matt can bring them around.
Pitch in the dirt, and that'll send Robbins down to second base. And what looked like was going to be a very close game has just been broken.
At the beginning, it was a
Open.
pitcher's duel the first few innings.
Derek Childs was having an outstanding game until this inning. The 1-0, that's upstairs for ball 2.
It's, unfortunately, those errors will come back to haunt you when you have unearned runners getting on base.
I count 4 errors in this inning alone. He was generous on that one. He opened the strike zone way up and charges Garcia for it. 2-1 the count. The pitch from Campbell misses inside for ball 3. Thankful to Scott Mount running the scoreboard for us. He does a great job with it. Really appreciate it. It lets me keep up with my book. That's going to be ball 4.
Hey, allergies are acting up tonight.
And the bases are loaded again.
Pardon the coughing, folks. I'll do my best.
That'll bring up Fisher Kingsbury. Kingsbury is 1 for 2. He has singled and then reached on an error earlier in this inning. Campbell comes set from the stretch, delivers ball upstairs.
Brushing him back a little bit, a little head music.
1-0. Misses for 2-0. The 2-0 from Campbell in the dirt for 3-0. And Campbell struggling to find the strike zone.
No place to put him.
There's activity over in the Grizzly bullpen. The 3-0 pitch, that misses the outside corner for ball 4. And that'll score a run. Lewis will score. And time has been called. And that'll leave the bases loaded with Raiders as we're back to the top of the order with Robert Mount. Campbell does not record an out. Tucker Mavis has the only recorded out of the inning, and that was a ground out by Little to third.
Not sure what the umpire is trying to say here. Okay, folks, another pitching change. Good opportunity.
Third baseman James Horton will move over from third to the mound.
To the mound. This pitching change is brought to you by Austin Pro Siding and Windows, a proud sponsor of Rouse Baseball. Been helping Austin homeowners with siding and window projects for over 6 years. Austin Pro Siding and Windows. We thank them for sponsoring the program.
Great to have good sponsors of Rouse Raider baseball.
It really is. We've had a long tradition of that, and like we said earlier, we have some alumni that continue to sponsor the program. Jared's in the on-deck circle getting some pointers from his dad.
Raiders have scored 9 runs on 3 hits. They've gotten 5 free passes.